All right, my loves, welcome all. I wanted to kick off pretty well much right on time today because I want to fit an extra breakout room in for you, which means I need to start on time. Let's just kick straight off, darlings. Now, let me make sure that I need to be able to see the little participants. All right. So no sacred time guardian gems today, but you can't get them every day. And do we have any cuties who got their devoted diamond keeper? How are we going with the devoted diamond keeper thing? Hopefully, a few of you guys are chipping along. There's still plenty of time to get a total of four. And the reason why it's a thing is that unless we practice our skills and just start integrating those into life, it's going to be hard to really develop mastery. So my suggestion is always to just integrate it into your life. Just make it a part of your ritual, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, to add it to your, perhaps add it to the end of your lunch or the end of your breakfast, where you start bringing in one card a day, something like that, just to bring in those tiny little bits of practice. And just checking how we went with the Dream Master Gems, wondering if anybody got some cool dreams that they are currently in the space of remembering. So what I want to do right now is just celebrate all of you beauties for, just celebrating you guys for the good juju. I love this goodness. I love these little reaction things. They just rock my world. So just celebrating you all, but just doing your best, just turning up, frickin' here for it. Thank you, my loves. All right, darlings. And what have we got? And just always remembering that I am looking out for the Grandmaster Quester, who is just extraordinary in the way that they turn up in the space for themselves and for everybody else. Bringing in, as always, our intention, which is to really create this very safe container of learning, growth, and expansion, connecting to our intuition, to create a personal system of magic for our lives, and to really create change in all of our lives. Where are we right now? Let's get situated. We are in quest number 1. So, Master Gift Quest, we have activated our magic. We have got a Zen healing plan. We've activated our healer. We have connected and gotten messages around love, gotten messages around life. Today, we're going to look at our life mission and we're going to go into our first ceremony to collect our Master Gift. I'm so frothing about this. That is going to open up the portal to quest number 2, Master Crown, where we're going to start really getting good at these tools, these remedies, and we're going to receive our Master Crown in a ceremony. And that will then open up for the last 2 weeks, the quest number 3, going for our honor wand, where we really start to use our gifts to be of service in the world, using our magic to bring more magic to life and developing mastery, really becoming master questers in our intuition, whereby we integrate everything we've learnt into our lives in order to get our honor wands. So mission 5 last week, let me just make sure, and no new humans waiting in the space. No, we're good. No new ones yet. All right, rock and roll. Last week, we looked at spirit posse, feeling, and the area of life itself, career and home and stuff like that. We did our first speed read session. We played with color. We started exploring dreaming. We looked into power manifesting and we went into the pentacles with tarot. This week, we are going to kick off with a breakout room time. We are going to look at rituals for our master tip. We are looking at knowing and getting our mission, and we're going to explore and expand what it's like working with the whole realm of Posse. And we're going to go into our first award ceremony for Quest 1. We are going to do a speed read session. We're going to create a healing essence for Posses, and we are going to look at the major arcana. We're going to start the first 11 cards, 0 to 10, of the major arcana. I know in the text I said 0 to 11. It's going to be 0 to 10. And then it'll be the next 11 next week. So that is where we are up to, darlings. So acknowledging country as we always do, which means acknowledging the country of all questers and all ancestors past, present and future. And I would like to extend that blessing to all earth, all ascended, all magical Posse and spirit and source itself. So without further ado, we're going to go straight into a breakout room today. But what we're going to do in this breakout room is we are going to do some dream analysis. So I'm going to have a little look. No one else is waiting. Okay, let's have a little look at this breakout room. Get you guys into these rooms. How many have we got in each thing? Okay, I'm gonna do. Okay, perfect. So you're in pairs. And we are going to do a dream analysis, okay? So what this means, and if you have not had a dream and do not want your dream analyzed, that is okay. You can get a reading on any of the sheets, grab all your sheets and you can get a reading on any of those 12 questions that you desire, or any area of life, anything that's coming up for you right now. So I'm going to pop you guys into the rooms, and what it's going to look like is this. I am going to count you down to let you know, like a little period of time to share your dream. I'll give you a little moment to share your dream, and then I will let the reader know, the person doing the reading, that it is time for you to read the dream, and then we will do a swap-a-rooney. All right, so getting ready, guys. I'm going to pop you guys in the rooms right now. Okay, so quickly choosing whoever is going to be analyzed first, and that person you are telling your dream now. For those of you beautiful souls watching the recording, I invite you to do your own journey of dream analysis, looking at 1 to 2 of the dreams that you have had over the last week or 2 weeks. If you haven't been dreaming, or that just doesn't feel right for you, I invite you, like the other live participants, to do a couple of live readings for yourself. And your time starts now, darlings. Finding yourself with complete peace immediately, with effortless ease and grace in your personal soulscape and in the Magic Power Palace. So grateful to be here. Opening up, entering the Magic Power Palace, and seeing, as always, all the portals for the 7 psychic languages, the seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, sensing, feeling, and knowing. But today where you need to go is the claircognizance portal, the portal of knowing. I would now like you to step into this portal. And as you do, step inside the claircognizance portal. Before you, you see a lever and you see a dial. I want you to turn to the dial and turn that dial up to the number that you know you need. And on the count of 3, we are going to turn that lever down. 1, 2, 3, pushing the lever down directly into the on position, activating your claircognizance, your deep gut knowing. I want you to tune in now to any time that you have ever just known something with the whole core of your being, for no reason, for no logic. You just knew. Do not get on that bus. Do not go to that event. Do not leave that room. You have to go and speak to that person. The just knowing. There's no logic. There's no anything. It's just a knowing. Can be the easiest and the hardest to understand because it is so ludicrously simple. There's kind of no logic behind it. It just comes from the core, from that solar plexus, from your deep will, courageous guidance nudging you forward. Trusting that you have now activated this deep knowing, sending the magic out into your entire energy and auric field. Thanking the claircognizance portal, stepping out of the claircognizance portal, and going straight now towards the Posse Connect portal. As you step inside the Posse Connect portal now, where you have all posses, the Earth Posse, the Ascended Posse, the Magical Posse, and Source itself. I want you to now see if there is any little group of beings that want to join you now as we are about to move towards the creation portal to access our mission. Is there any posse that wants to support you in activating your mission? And if so, I invite them in to join you now. Also, if there's any posse that wants to just be a part of watching you in this process and supporting you in the ceremony that is coming straight after, bring them in too. Any posse that want to come along for the ride. And now, thanking any posse that has joined you, immediately stepping out of that Posse Connect portal and finding yourself at the doorway of the creation portal. Straight at the doorway of the creation portal. And as you are in this doorway, it is now time to activate your mission. That is what we're going to find out about today in the creation portal. And so when you step into this portal, you are going to see, as always, the 3 areas of life surrounding you, but you are going to see another doorway, a time-traveling doorway that we have visited before. And this is a time-traveling doorway that we are going to have 3 different flashes of. So through this time-traveling doorway, this expands into 3 different doorways. The doorway of 1 year from now, the doorway of 5 years from now, and the doorway of 10 years from now. And these doorways are going to be different pieces revealing clues for your life mission. Your posse with you may join you in one or all of the doorways. I now invite you to step into this creation portal and stand before the 3 doors. And the first thing that I would like you to do is to open door number 1 around 1 year from now. What are you doing 1 year from now that is an embodiment of your life mission without thinking about it, without second guessing it? What is revealed to you? Is there something you see or hear, smell or taste, sense, feel or know? What is revealing itself to you? Is it a revelation coming via the posse that's joining you? What is revealing itself to you in door number 1? Jotting that down. What clues for your life mission, door 1? And now, stepping out of door number 1, back into the main space of your creation portal, seeing before you door number 2, 5 years into the future. I now invite you to open that door, and what appears for you to know about your life mission? What are you here to do? What will fulfill you the most? Might be about your soul, might be about life, might be about relationships, might be about career. What is your mission? What is revealed in 5 years? If any posse want to join you, let them help you. And just giving you a moment there to receive guidance. Thanking the guidance that has revealed itself to you in door number 2, stepping back into the main room of the creation portal, seeing before you door number 3, 10 years in the future. Putting your hand on the door now, opening the door, and what is revealed to you 10 years from now about your mission and purpose? What does your soul want you to know? What posse wants to join you and support you? Giving you some space here to receive your messages about what will fulfill you the most on your beautiful time as a human on earth, your mission. And now stepping out of that doorway, back into the main space of the creation portal, thanking your creation portal for all the gifts and wisdom that you have started to receive around your mission, for the first clues that have come to you here. And now, moving through the space, but today we are going to a new space that we have never been to before in our soulscape. I want you to now go to the grand altar. This is your altar space for ceremony. When you find your altar, you will see on your altar a grand some type of throne or bed or some place to lay or sit in whatever form is right for you. It could be a big, glorious stool, a gorgeous throne, a beautiful, grand daybed. But this is your space, your altar, ready for ceremony, ready to be honored, ready to be revered by spirit. Bringing with you any of the posse who just supported you, or any of the posse who just instantly now turn up really wanting to support you in this ceremonial space. You are surrounded by beings who love you. You are magical. You are extraordinary and divine, and you deserve to be revered. You deserve a ceremony. And you are ready because you have activated any or all of these: your magic, your zen, your healer, your love, your life, and your mission. You are now ready to receive your master gift. You are ready for the ceremony of master gift. And in this moment, one posse steps forward. And this beautiful being comes over to you and puts some type of wreath of flowers, a beautiful floral chain around your neck or over your head, whatever feels right for you. But there's some type of beautiful wreath of flowers that gets placed in reverence for your connection with all that is. And this being then puts its hands behind its back. And in its hands is your award for quest number 1, for all the work you have done, for the hours you have put in, turning up week after week after week for yourself and others. And behind its back, this being has either a sacred staff, a sacred ring, a sacred cloak, or any other gift that is perfect for you. Either a staff, a ring, a cloak, or a mystery gift that will reveal itself when it brings its hands forward. And now this being looks you in the eyes, brings its hands forward, and reveals to you your grand master gift, celebrating you so completely. You are so magical. You are so extraordinary, so loved and celebrated by spirit. You deserve this gift. You have earned this gift. And whatever it is, my suggestion is that you recreate a version of this in your real physical world in order to anchor that and anchor all your skills and lock them into your soul as a gift to yourself for the way that you have turned up for your magic. I would gift yourself that. Saying thank you to all these beautiful, beautiful beings, saying thank you so much. Hugs and kisses all round with any posse that is there. And as you step off the altar, waving goodbye to these beings, you enter a whole new magical realm whereby an activation energy gets triggered, activating the whole threshold of quest number 2, your master crown, because that is what you're stepping into now. And you are so ready. You were born for this, knowing that you have completed Master Gift Quest 1. You quickly move through the space, your personal soulscape, blowing hugs and kisses to all the posse who have supported you, and zipping down the mountain with absolute magical ease and grace, zipping through that clearing, finding yourself on the forest path. Shards of light, crunching of leaves, beautiful little animals scurrying, and finding that path landing back in your portal, where you are sitting right now in the room where you are in this moment. Taking a moment now, taking some deep breaths just to land in your space. Taking some deep breaths just to land in your space. Whew. First ceremony, my darlings, first ceremony. And I just want to celebrate you gorgeous, beloved creatures with, as we know, Aaila Greene loves this puppy. And what did I look up yesterday for this one? Quest number 1. Booyah! Look at you getting your master gift on. Yeah, baby. Master gift. It's happening. You puppies are so rad. I'm so down with it. Sending you all the love and just celebrating you all so much. My beauties, celebrating you all so friggin' much. Does anybody want to just pop very quickly in the chat? How was that for you? Any words? How was that for you? Because I am about to pop you darlings into a breakout room. Anybody want to pop anything in the chat? How was that experience for you, my loves? How was your first ceremony, darlings? Beautiful, activating, awesome, little bit trippy. Yeah, man, we're here for trippy. We're born for trippy. Trippy is my happy place. So beautiful, loved it. 3 doors of the years was whoa. This is what I'm talking about, right? Amazing, right? In full caps. Great. Interesting how consistent the images are coming through. Yes, babe. Yes, I'm loving this. Okay, you guys are the boss. So we are going to go. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's really helpful for the people in the recording too, and for each other. You know, just to know you're not alone. You're doing this together. And for the people in the recording, just to get your experiences too, just giving them a more embodied experience of solo questing. We're going to do a speed reading session, darlings. We are going to do this right now. And what we're going to do, my suggestion is I'm going to just check these little breakout room puppies. What I'm going to do is for the people in the recording, I invite you now to do 2 to 3 mini readings. You could go back into those 3 timeline threads that we did to get further information. Do 3 mini readings for yourself on your life mission. If that is not right for you, you can look at any area of life that is for you. And I will see you back after the speed reading session in a moment. So let me pause the recording. How did we go? How did we go, darlings? You want to pop something in the thread? How did we go, darlings? Yes. Intense but awesome. Intense but great. So fun. Speed reads are so fun. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Yeah, they're really fun, my loves, aren't they? I think it's a great addition to the quest and it gives it that game vibe, which is what we want, darlings. Good job, all of you, on receiving some awesome insight and on, rapid, great, but rapid fire. Hell to the yeah. And just giving it a go, just giving it a go. There's something about like when you're pushed, that I think we turn up. We turn up. Our intuition says, man, I've got to do this for this person because we care. Thank you, Avara. Really relevant. Glad we connected. Amazing. Thanks for that, Audrey. Okay, Paula to Abby. Thank you. That was awesome. You guys are so divine. I'm loving all the love that you froth on each other. We're going to take a 2-minute break, my loves. 2-minute break right now. And go grab a drink, have a pee break, have a stretch. And 8:05. So I will see you at 8:07, darling. See you in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, my loves. Now we are going to actually do some feedback. This is going to take about 5 minutes. I have a little form that I am going to pop in the chat. So if you guys click on that link, you will that will open up a feedback form for Quest 1. It is literally just a super fast checkbox thing. So I'm going to give you guys about like 5 to 7 minutes to fill that out. And then we're going to continue, my love. So if you guys can just click that open and it's super easy, super fast, just check boxes, and that's going to make the next 4 weeks even better. So thank you in advance, darling. If anybody has any questions during filling it out, please just pop them in the chat. I will be here looking at the chat, and then we're going to keep going with the rest of the session. All right, and to those of you watching the recording, access denied. Damn. Oh, that is a bummer. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to have to do that next week because I don't know why it is doing that. All right. We're going to do that feedback next week because I haven't sent it to anyone to test it. So, all right. I need to troubleshoot what is going on there. Yeah, it should normally it's obviously something in the permissions. There's something I need to click. So I will sort that out for next week and we will keep going then. We will not worry about that. And same with those in the recording. We're going to do it next week. Okay, my loves, let's continue. And my apologies with that. And that is just technology and what happens. All right, we're going to go now then into our recharge remedy time. And we're going to create our very personal own Posse essence. I'm so down with this. Now I am going to again just adjust my background so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Now, personally, what I am going to do is everybody is unique. Hopefully, you have selected some type of posse energy. It can be absolutely anything. Hopefully, you've selected some type of posse that you want to work with. And we're going to create a remedy. So for me personally, so last night I got my little dropper bottle. I boiled some water. I poured it in the dropper bottle, and washed it out. It had something else in it. Washed it out with boiled water a few times and let the boiled water cool in the dropper bottle overnight. It does not matter if you've just put water from the tap. Like, I trust the sacredness of all things. You know, it's all cool. For me, the posse that I am personally choosing is, I have had this crazy willy wagtail at this house sit that is like, I'm surprised it hasn't landed on me yet. Like, I cannot tell you how hard it is stalking me every day, multiple times a day. It comes, it flaps, it just like goes nuts. It's definitely trying to commune with me. So there is this mug here at this house sit that isn't exactly a willy wagtail, but it reminds me of the willy wagtail. And so I have sat my little energy bottle in this mug as the image and symbol of the willy wagtail, but it can be anything that is right for you, darlings. So we are going to do this gorgeous little process. It's going to be fast, you know, but it's going to be cute. I'm down with fast and cute. And so just gathering your things, gathering whatever it is that you've got as a symbol of the posse that you want to work with. If you did not get something, just tune in right now. Out of all the possible posse that exists, who wants to work with you? Who do you want to work with? And the idea is that we are going to call this being in the way that you call in a power animal, to really work with you and support you for whatever intention it desires, a co-created intention. Okay, so firstly, gathering the picture, the statue, or the symbol that calls you with the dropper bottle together. So if you have a printed out picture, putting the dropper bottle on top of the picture, if you have some sort of symbol or something, or statue, just bringing the little bottle or the little glass jar with water that you've got one next to the other, so that they're kind of touching, just embodying each other's energy fields. Okay, that is step one, darling. And now we go into our C process, where we just slow down. We feel the zhuzh. And we land in our bodies, we land in our breath, and we begin to expand our field out to the symbol or image, statue of this posse that we want to connect with. And we begin forming a bond with that beautiful being that is calling us to go deeper. And then we start exploring and tuning in for a message. We expand our energy field into theirs and their energy field into ours. And as we do this, we begin tuning in. How do they want to work with us? What do they want to do with us and for us? They are honored to be called as a messenger, as a healer, as an alchemist. They are honored. And they want to help you. Believe me, they want to help you. How did they want to support you? Jotting anything down that you need. And now sending your intentions and your prayers, having tuned into what they desire to offer you, how they want to support you, sending your personal prayers and intention, obviously in alignment with the message you've just received, into this dropper bottle or glass jar. Your prayers, your gratitude, your love, sending that in. And now asking your little posse being if there is any extra step that you need to know. Is there anything else that they want you to do with this dropper bottle of magic, of medicine, this energy remedy that you as a magician have just created for your divine self? Is there anything else they want you to do? Any step that they want that will really zhuzh it up? Do they want it out in the sun? Do they want it under the stars? Do they want it in the moon? Do they want something else with it? What do they want? And are there specific instructions in how to utilize it? Jotting anything down, and now tuning in to any specific guidance that hasn't been covered yet. Over what period of time do they want you to use this? Is it a long, extended period of time? Is it a very short period of time? How do they want you to take it? If it is going to be used for a very extended period of time, popping a tiny bit of alcohol into the bottle, if that feels supported by your posse, just like a tablespoon or so of alcohol. Brandy is normally what's used just to keep the water safe. And now thanking your posse for any last bits of guidance, tuning into what you need to do with the bond. Do you need to keep it held? Do you need to release it? How does the posse want to work with you? Any final messages from this gorgeous being? Saying thank you. And now closing that space. Closing that space, saying thank you. And there you go, my loves. You have just made your very first posse remedy. And I find this super powerful because basically we can, what I love about this is that it's different to the plant remedy where we're using the physical plant itself, coming off the actual physicality of the thing. When we're working with something energetic, then we have to bring the energy and call the energy in. So I just think it's incredible that we can do this, that it's even possible. And I think it's got power beyond what we can imagine. This is literally saying to that being, I am devoted and committed to your support. Let's go. So how did you go? Did you enjoy that process? Never tried this before, wasn't able to make it now, got so much guidance on what to do. Rose energy coming strong for you. Amazing, honey. Perfect. And that's okay. Those of you who couldn't do it right now in this moment, perfect. Just do it, but please do it. Please follow it up. You saw how quick it is. It takes 5 minutes, right? We are magical, same as the cacao scrying. Everything can become a ceremony. We bring in ritual. We bring in our magic. We invite spirit into our lives. That's how we become master questers. That's how we live magical lives, by bringing it into our daily lives. Thank you, Abby. You loved it. Awesome, my darlings. That is our first posse remedy. We are now we're doing so well. I'm so proud of myself. I'm actually keeping time today. This is like the first time it's actually happened. It's cause we didn't do the feedback, but it's all right. It's all right. We're doing well. Okay. What else have we got? Lion is present. Wants me to add a marigold into the remedy to bring through my courage and calling in my powerful lion partner. Holy mother. Oh my God, I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that in the thread. That actually gives me full shivers. Yeah, I'm so excited to do my personal solo quest with the Willy Wagtail remedy and get more clarity on what this puppy is wanting from me because yeah, I'm literally having to learn animal whispering to commune with this puppy because he is stalking me so hard. Okay, so we are going. Oh my God, yes, love this Abby. People are frothing Abby. All right, amazing, amazing. All right, darlings, we are going to move into the cards. We're going to move into the cards. And just a quick recap on what we've done so far. We have now, I'm not going to display every card like I have every week until now because there's just too friggin' many. So just a tiny recap in what we've done so far. So far, we have done the 4 tarot suits. So we have made it through all the suit cards like a pack of absolute champions. What that means is this: we have looked at the swords. We started our journey with the swords whereby we started mastering our minds. Okay, we went through this dark night of the soul in the swords. It was pretty hectic, and we came out the other side, really developing some mastery with our thinking and our minds. That then took us into a place of stepping into more expansion emotionally. Through the path of the cups, we then started having to let go of things in our lives that didn't serve us in order to make room for what really calls us. That is the journey of the cups and the journey of the emotional realm, letting go of what we don't need, leaving room for more fulfillment, more love, more magic. And we land in this place of emotional fulfillment at the end of the journey of the cups. And then after that emotional fulfillment that we land in, we move into the energy of the wands. And the wands is all about we are ready for fire and action. And that's where we started our journey number one, where we went, our little homie went on that little journey into other lands, starting to explore, what kind of action do I want to take in my life? What kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be someone courageous who's willing to take risks? Now that I've started mastering my thinking and my emotions, I'm more ready for action and being a braver human in the way that I live my life. Landing at the end of the journey of the wands in a real place of going, wow, when I take action, spirit supports me and brings me some cool juju. I start to develop like a sense of pride in the kind of leader that I'm being in the world. And then once we start developing this rhythm for action, we step into the pentacles. And the pentacles is the physical world where we start receiving the results of all the work we've done so far. And so what that means is that with the pentacles, we started seeing all that, literally the abundance pour into the cards, all the gardens, all the coins, all the gifts of connection. The pentacles is where things start transpiring, from the mind to the emotions to the courageous action to the physical realm, which then leads us, because we are then ready, my darlings. We are then so freaking ready for to go on a whole new journey. Quest number 2 into the major arcana. Quest number 1 is all about the suits, where we journey through all those realms of building courage into a new way of stepping into life. And quest number 2 is the major arcana. We are so ready for this. I am just going to check one thing. Oops. All right, let's go magic again. I just forgot to make myself magical again, but I freaking love being magical. So it just rocks my world. All right, so let's do this. Let's start. So please get your cards out. I'm going to get mine as well. And let's do this, my loves. Let's kick in. Major Arcana time. How are we doing for time? We are doing so good. Oh my God, I am on time. It's actually quite shocking to not be in the wildest rush like I normally am. Ah, what a joy. All right. So, my loves, this kicks off with the Fool. Little close up of the Fool in case we need it. Okay, let me just get that there. Yeah, little close up of the Fool if we need it. Can I do that? Might need to take that off magical. Let me just do that because can't be magical and show you the cards. All right, I've got to surrender my magic to show you the cards. There is the Fool up close, puppies. There is the Fool up close, my loves. The Fool. We start the adventure. There are 22 cards in the major arcana. We are going to cover the first 11 today, 0 to 10. I know that I said we're doing 0 to 11. That's my bad. We're doing 0 to 10 today. The Fool starts the journey. And look at him. Look at this precious little bunny rabbit. He is innocent as punch. He's got this white little rose. He is really implying and suggesting his innocence. He's got this tiny little rucksack. I mean, like, look at that little rucksack. It's a bit like Hermione's little pouch, but except I don't know if it can fit everything that Hermione's little pouch fit. But anyway, he doesn't have much with him. He is super innocent. He's not like got a full proper backpack with all his tools. He's just like, this'll do. Let's go. He's super innocent. He's not really like planned out his journey. He's just like, you know what? I'm just ready. I'm willing. The Fool is represented by like the beginning of the star sign journey. He's similar to Aries, the beginning, the first of the 12 zodiac signs. That represents just this impetuous jump right in there, impulsive nature of just jumping on a quest, the adventurous spirit. That is the Fool. The card is cloaked in yellow behind him, so much courage, flowers all over him, full of growth, so passionate. And yet, look at him. He is about to step off a frickin' cliff, isn't even looking at where he's going. The little dog next to him's yapping, saying, dude, you're gonna fall off the cliff if you don't look. Like, let's just look where you're going. Yes, be happy. Yes, be excited. But don't forget that you can die if you don't check out where you're going. So the Fool is like the absolute innocence and the reminder that we need to be a little bit grounded. It's just that the reminder that there is like a little bit of a lack of grounding. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, but because the Fool is just in the pure energy of innocent excitement. There's so much hope, so much adventure, and just that reminder that in the next card, we're probably going to have to ground this a little bit. And that steps us into the Magician. All right, so just a little close up of the Magician for you, my darling. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That's the Fool, Aaila Greene. That's the Fool. The Magician. Little close up of the Magician so you can see this little darling in the next card. What have we got here now? We've grown from the Fool. So the Magician is where the Fool realizes, hey, wait a minute, nearly just fell off the cliff. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's anchor my magic and embody it a little bit differently. Okay? And so what happens here is the Magician then, what he does is the Magician then look at the table before him. He has got everything you have learnt in quest number 1. He has got the swords for your thinking. He's got the cups for your emotions. He's got the wands for courageous action. He's got the pentacles for manifesting abundance into the world. And he has got his sacred amulet in his hand. He's got the red robe connected to the groundedness and his passion. He's got the white for the purity, the infinity sign over his head connecting to all that is and all timelines. Surrounded by abundance, all this growth, flowers everywhere. He is the frickin' Magician. He is this quester, ready for a new frickin' journey. He's stepping onto quest number 2. And he is like, I'm so born for this. I'm not falling off that cliff. I've got my tools. What is going to happen next? And that is where we go into the High Priestess. The High Priestess, my darlings. Look at this beautiful one. The beautiful High Priestess. Now, when you look at this card, there's many things in this card. Immediately you feel a shift in the energy. There is this, what seems like a kind of internal energy, this sort of solemn being. You know, they are definitely reflecting something internally. They are um, like have this beautiful blue cloak showing that they are here for pure divine expression. You know, they're here to speak truth. You know, they're cloaked in this blue. The two columns, there's the dark column and the light column. They both stand for Latin words, but in order to remember them, the words that I have thought of are boss juju. So the B for boss, the J for juju. The B column is about remembering, strength. You know, remembering that sometimes darkness comes in life, calling upon our strength. And the juju column is about, remembering that life is divine and that we have the capacity to actually bring things into our reality. So it's like, the dark and the light, the good and the bad, like life is all of it. And the high priestess knows that. She doesn't try and pretend anything else. She's got the Torah in her hand, the scroll of the Torah, the sacred Torah, one of those religious scripts. Really, and I think what that symbolizes here is just, this, however you want to call it, but it's like the word of spirit, the word of God, the word of source. And it's like that bringing source in to daily living. It's like, let's really embody this magic. The moon is there at her feet, calling upon working with the moon and the cycles of nature, the cycles of life, calling upon the intuition. Behind her, she has this wall behind her of pomegranates. Pomegranates here are linked to Persephone, who, for those of you who don't know, Persephone was the wife of Hades. And excuse me, the wife of Hades. And the way that Persephone was tied to Hades, god of the underworld, was after she ate 8 seeds of the pomegranate that was offered to her. She ate those seeds, linking her forever into the underworld for half the time. And so just seeing that wall of pomegranates is very directly linked to that energy of Persephone, the way that she spent half her time in autumn and winter in those shadowy realms with Hades navigating the shadow life, and half her time in spring and summer, partying with her mum and enjoying the abundance of life on earth. So there's something beautiful about the balance of this card, and that is the high priestess that we step into after we embody our magician and we really start feeling peace with, just all that exists in the world, not trying to change it, just trying to tune in to the magic that is everywhere and everything. And that is when we then step into the Empress. The Empress. I want to actually talk about both these cards together, the Empress and the Emperor, because they are a couple and they are one after the other, and we look at them together as a pair. So you tuning into both those cards together as well, I'm going to talk about them together. They are what happens when we start, we start our journey innocent. We bring in our magic. We remember that we have tools. We start embodying the tools in the high priestess, and then we start seeing, wow, how freaking magical is life when we start living this way. But there is the feminine and masculine versions of how we see this abundance turn up. So the Empress is the feminine, obviously the Emperor is the masculine version. In the Empress, we can see in that card, she has an entire robe on of covered with pomegranates. So we're bringing in all that beautiful abundance, of the spring and summertime from the prior card of what she gained and learned from the high priestess. We can see she is sitting on a very indulgent, luxurious, very comfortable throne, cloaked in red and orange, really showing the power of activating the root and the sacral chakras. About our desires and about that, surviving, not just surviving, but really creating abundance. Like she's mastering that root chakra. Around her is wheat. In front of her is wheat, showing like wheat is a common symbol for abundance. The generosity of the earth behind her. There's like a river and trees. And on her throne, there is a love heart with the symbol of Venus. And Venus is the planet that represents who, how, and what we love. And the Empress is just, if you are ever doing a reading and you pull the Empress is probably one of the best possible cards you could ever pull in a deck, because she is literally just a hard yes. She is like, it's all coming. It's so magnificent. You're so capable. Yes, she shows the feminine, flowing, sort of intangible, almost uncontrollable way that life can give you so much abundance. And that is then balanced out with the Emperor. The Emperor, very much powerful as well. Very much like, look at his red cloak or red gown. Absolutely, totally connected to his root chakra and the creation portal of creating abundance. No problem at all there. He has, but there's a very different vibe here, right? So he's on a very sort of like looks like a stone throne that he's on. And in this case, what we're sort of saying is that he's bringing that abundance into your more tangible urban material world, the real physicality of what you're creating. He's got these rams showing this strength, the two ram heads on the throne. He's got that, I never remember how to say that word, that universal symbol in one hand, Ankh. So he's got that universal symbol of life. That is the Egyptians called that symbol the key of life, the key to life itself. He's got that in one hand. In the other hand, he has a golden apple, this orb that is a golden apple, just showing he is mastering creation. He doesn't need to make a big rah-rah, hoo-ha about it, but we just feel his mastery. We feel it, right? Orange is in the background, orange and red, the same as orange and red in the Empress, so he's also got his courage, his will, like being activated, all those desires, like being active, the yellow, the courage and will, and the orange, all those desires, and so just so much goodness pouring in. There's also a river that we can see pouring in to the left. So just once again, abundance is flowing super, super strongly with that card. All right. How are we doing for time? We're doing well. I'm trying not to over talk. Talk the right amount of time. Okay. Let's go with the next one. Okay, we have the Hierophant. This is sometimes called the High Priest, and I just want to comment, this is the partner of the High Priestess. So we have the High Priestess in card number 2. Then we go to card number 3, the Wonder Couple, the Empress and the Emperor. And then we go, so in 3 and 4, and then in card number 5, we go to the Hierophant, or the High Priest. So let's have a look at this little darling. I'm going to give you a little close up. This one, that is our Hierophant. So you can have a better look at that, darling. Okay. Now, what have we got here in the Hierophant? So many things. We have so much happening with our Hierophant. Once again, this cloak, This time in the High Priestess, the cloak was blue. Okay, here, the Hierophant, the High Priest, the cloak is red. There is something physical about the way that this intuition, this connection with the divine is being brought into some sort of structure. This card can represent an institution. It can represent like a church or a religious structure, a temple, or some type of religious institution, but it can just basically what it expresses is a more structured system of connecting with divinity. It can also represent a mentor. So what I wanted to say was when we go back to that prior, we activate our magic here and then we start, embodying this energy of I can create stuff. I can really do this. I'm actually getting really good at doing life because I'm learning to surrender sufficiently. And so then what happens is in our little story of quest number 2 through the major arcana, the way that I like to remember this is that once you start getting results, you may reach out for some type of mentorship, or some sort of more formality, formalizing your rituals, but you're creating more structure with your magic. Yeah, there's some keys here at the bottom saying, kind of shows like some doors being opened to some sort of structure. What are those keys opening? They're opening something. Here there's these triple cross energy as well as the triple cross thing happening there. If you can see it, there's the triple cross in what they're holding. So hard to get that in the right spot. Triple cross on the cloak as well. Could be many things, body, mind, spirit, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, like whatever it means to you. The little diamond beneath at the end of the cloak. Maybe you can see that. Man, it's hard to get in the right spot. The little diamond at the end, if you can see it, there's a little diamond. That little diamond is meant to represent bringing it to the earth plane. The crosses are on his feet. This is like walking the path of spirit, really embodying it. It shows that there is reverence. So there's people revering. So this is you having reverence for your spiritual journey, you revering spirit, you revering Posse, you revering the path as a master quester, as that you are a magical being here for a divine life. And this is turning up in a whole new way. We've got these columns again, showing the sense of structure, the good and the bad, the balance. So that is the Hierophant, my loves, the male counterpart to the High Priest. And once we're there, then we step into the Lovers. Look at our Lovers. Freaking fabulous card, the Lovers. Oh my gosh, the Lovers are so friggin' damn cool. What do we have in the Lovers? In the Lovers, we have, so we have this absolutely incredible energy of the sun pouring down, right? That in a way that looks very benevolent with this glorious angel pouring down, shining over the Lovers in the Garden of Eden. So this is the Garden of Eden in the Lovers, and we have on one side of the card, we have the tree of life with full of flames, and on the other side of the card, we have the tree of knowledge. Good old Eve got a bad rap for being a curious bunny, bless her darling heart. And there's our little snake, right? The tree of wisdom, the tree of knowledge. And this card represents many, many things. It represents, unions. It represents love. It can also represent a choice, that there is a decision being offered here. And this card is actually all about choosing the path of love. What is the path? If the card does represent a decision, what is the path that is going to bring the most love? What is the path that is going to bring the most love? That is what we're talking about in the Lovers. It is clearly, a very beautiful, benevolent card. And the mountains in the background to show that there's some stability to this. The couple are standing on green, fertile grass. And we sense the love between them. We sense the choice between them. That there is this, there's something about doing something together and choosing this beautiful, supported, loving, courageous path of love. It is freaking beautiful. I love that the angel's wings are red. It's not often you'll see an angel represented with red wings. So to me, that just shows this passion, this root chakra energy, the creation energy. It's just beautiful. So, like little flames and trees are coming off the angel's head, representing both the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. A lot of good juju here in the Lovers card, okay? We start embodying, after we really create some structure with our quest journey as we embody the path of quest number 2, we start actually embodying this path of, wait a minute, I'm on a path of love. The only path for me is making choices from my heart, choices on the path of love. And that is the life that I want to lead and I want to live. It's really actually beautiful. Tarot is freaking cool. And that brings us, so that is the 6. That brings us into card number 7, where we then move into the Chariot. The Chariot is then, once you have decided, I am going to live this path of love, I know who I am, I've activated my magic, I know that I am a master creator, what kind of path am I going to live? And this is your journey in action. So this shows the Chariot. I love this card so much. I'll show you a little close up. You can see that. There is the Chariot close up, my darlings. Okay, so what we have here with the Chariot is that you are, if you look at this card, you have, what I love about this, so many things I love about this. So you're obviously in the Chariot going somewhere, and you are being led by 2 sphinxes, one dark and one light, just showing the balance of life itself. What's cool about this is that the sphinxes are calling you in 2 different directions, but you are moving straight ahead with your willpower, with your focus. And there's this energy that you're going to be victorious, that you are just, where you're going, what you're doing. You've got the crest representing like you're devoted to your life mission now. There's these angelic wings there showing the support from Posse and from spirit. You've got this star on your head and the star in the little chariot itself, all the stars in the chariot itself, showing your connection to the divine. There's the amulet on your chest. He's wearing the amulet around his neck. You've got armor showing that how you're starting to get how to do life, because you've gone through the sword, you've gone through the cups, you've faced some hectic internal battles. So you've got some protection through the path, not from fear, but through the path of you've actually won some battles, some internal battles with your mind and your heart. And there's the castles in the background showing that you know how to manifest things into the real world. The Chariot is cool. It's where you start moving into the real world, taking action from your place of intuition and love. And then you move into the Strength card. So just showing you that, darling. Strength card is epic. So showing you the Strength card. What do we have here, my loves, with the Strength card? What I love about this so much is that the vibe shifts into something that is quite soft, considering that we have a woman opening the jaws of a lion with her bare hands, absolutely chilled like a boss. So this chick, when you look, I want to show you a close-up of her face. Can you see that? She is so calm. She is so just chilled and happy and calm. She's very zen. She's not freaked out by the lion. She holds this stillness within because she knows who she is and she knows she's freaking magical. She knows that she's in charge of the chariot, she's totally got this. So, when we look at this, she's cloaked in white, representing a connection to the divine. She's also got the flowers all over her, showing her growth. She doesn't have to force those lion jaws open. The lion opens its jaws for her because of her energy. That is the way that when you embody your strength and your courage, behind her is bright yellow, showing, that solar plexus activation, connecting to the will, but not from a place of push. Like the lion is just opening its jaws for her, supporting her, because of the divinity and the aura and her bio, her auric field that she is emanating. She's got the infinity sign above her, showing a connection to all that is and all timelines. She's got a beautiful wreath, perhaps that's a gift from the first quest. Like, who knows? She's very calm, and she knows who she is, and she knows her internal strength, and she stops being afraid of life. This card is a game changer because we see that we start doing life with an internal strength, nothing to prove. It's just knowing that we have ourselves, and abundance is everywhere. Abundance is everywhere in that card. And then we move into the Hermit. Because what happens then is we take a moment, right, after card number 8, where we acknowledge our strength, our internal strength. In card number 9, we're called to pause and say, wait a minute, let's just take a breath on where I am so far in quest number 2 on my journey. Sometimes things need to happen alone. Sometimes I need to press pause and do some soul searching. I need to access my internal wisdom. And I have to find and follow the divinity within me, my internal light. The beautiful staff that the hermit is carrying shows it's bright yellow, showing that the hermit is willing to go within, to face his shadows, and to do what's needed on the journey of life itself. It's freaking beautiful. And that brings us to the last card. Ooh la la, the last card. Let me just move that little puppy and show you the last card. Mate, Wheel of Fortune. I love this card. I'm going to explain this card to you, darlings. All right, hopefully you can see that. The Wheel of Fortune, my loves. The Wheel of Fortune. This card is about, so the Sphinx is the leader of the Wheel of Fortune card. He has got his sword, showing you that he is the leader of this card. He is ready for battle. He's ready for whatever is needed. But what we have here is like a roulette wheel. And if you imagine an actual roulette wheel, in the way that you spin that, there is no way of knowing what that wheel will land on. And that is like the wheel of life and the wheel of fortune. And that is what this card is about. This card is about the unknown and destinies that are yours that you don't even know about yet. And this shows this with the book of life. Right? All these different creatures here are reading the book of life. It's like you can't escape the book of life. Sometimes the snake's going to fall, snake's going to come to get you, and you might land in Shadowland. But sometimes you're going to rise, face those demons, and rise up out of that darkness, and it has also here the letters T-O-R-A representing the Torah once again. A lot of symbols and magic representing many, many things here around bringing things from the magical realm into the physical realm. But the main thing here is that reminder that opportunities are going to come, changes are going to come. You don't know what's going to come. The way that I want to look at this card is, imagine you are at the end of a Netflix series, right? And this is the cliffhanger where you were like, what's going to happen next? But we don't know. We have to wait for card number 11 to unfold the next 11 cards of what's going to happen in season 2 or season 3, as we step into the next journey. And that is our major arcana, darlings. That is our major arcana, darlings. We are going to go straight into two super quick, okay, awesome. Two super quick breakout rooms. I'm pretty sure I already set them up. Yep, we are ready to go. I am gonna move you to room 3. Okay, perfect. We are ready to go. Let me make sure I put the options correctly. Yep, okay, perfect. So we're gonna do, you're in pairs, 2-minute reading each on anything you want, either using, you can grab these cards, you can just use these, you can add them to your whole deck using anything you want, 2 minutes each. The person whose name starts closest to the beginning of the deck will be receiving the reading first, and your time starts now, my darlings. To those of you in the recording, my loves, I invite you now to tune in to a question or two, potentially around your life mission, but it would be great for you to practice using the tarot. So either using the 11 cards that we just learned, or shuffling those into the whole deck that we have learned so far, and doing a couple of readings on yourself, a couple of quick 2-minute readings on yourself, my loves. All right, my darlings, we are now going to talk about our hot master tip for the day, which is about bringing in ritual into everyday life. This is one of my favorite things, and I think this is really something that is it's a bit of a game changer. And this is where we really start developing mastery is in the way that we bring magic, and we bring our skill set into the everyday world. So there's three main ways that I want to talk about this. Now, one of the ways is altars. Another way is, bringing in the energy of ceremony. And another way is working with the moon. So, firstly, I'm going to start with my altar, and I'm just going to check my video so that I can show you my video is okay. All right, perfect. So I am going to show you my personal altar. And these are the things now, because I'm traveling, I have a very, very small altar. So this is my personal altar. I have this main crystal. I have um, some chrysoprase for the heart, which I sourced during my travels in order for healing purposes. I have this crystal that I sourced also from the mine during my travels that is about releasing things that don't serve me. This crystal to activate my connection with galactic beings. I have this to remind me of my magic, my shamanic aspects. And I have this to also remind me of the shamanic aspects through a connection with a tribe in Brazil. And this is through Mexico and Peru and Bolivia. And then I have this to remind me of abundance. I have these three tiny symbols to remind me of these three tiny symbols to remind me of the three different main posse. I have my little pimped up lighter and my little tiny bit of like Palo Santo and a tiny little thing. That is it. That is my entire altar. You can see how tiny it is. And I just wanted to show you that an altar is not for anybody else. It is for you. It is not about like proving anything. It is about you turning up for yourself, really trusting your magic. And it's just really a way to anchor your divinity, to anchor your skills, and to bring that magic and beauty into the real world. So that is my personal altar. The whole thing fits in a tiny little pouch that size, and I freaking absolutely love it. So I now want to talk about, oops. I want to talk about now. Let's get some magical background again, because man, I love a magical background. Want to talk about now ceremony. Ceremony can be anything. I think that it ends up being more powerful is if you bring ceremony into your everyday world. That is when ceremony really starts gaining traction in your life, and you'll start experiencing, you'll start seeing how your life changes through the use of ceremony. So, what I have here is a little cup representing the way that I have started bringing cacao scrying into my daily life. Now, when I taught the tea scrying, I really loved it. I knew how much that worked for me. Scrying is probably my favorite tool, and but I found it was a little bit clunky to try and pour the tea bag in every day. It just didn't quite work for me. It's a bit annoying with all the tea floating in the cup. But I realized that I had a cacao every day, and I thought, well, what would happen if I left a tablespoon of cacao in there? Would it make a good reading? And it makes the most freaking epic readings. So I have now been bringing in a cacao reading every day. At lunchtime, after my lunch, I finish my lunch with a cacao, and I asked a different question every day, and I'm receiving so much insight. And I just wanted to share that as an example that ceremony is what you make it. You don't need some big 3 hour thing to be a ceremony. Mine is a 5 hour cup of cacao that I was drinking anyway, but I'm just drinking it with intention. And I think that's ceremony. That's where we start really, becoming this quester, that is masterful in our lives, bringing the magic into our daily lives. So I just wanted to share that is just one way, but you do your way. How can you bring a ceremony into your daily life? And once you do, it gives me shivers as I say it. Once you do, I think it's an absolute game changer in your life. Yeah, because you are telling spirit, I am listening, I am here, I am magical. Let's do life together. I also lastly wanted to talk about moon magic. So, in terms of these three ritual items, moon magic is something that is very simple to work with, but is just so freaking powerful. For those of you watching the recording, I'm going to put the link to this in the notes in the recording, and I'm also going to attach it to the email. But basically, what it is this. So the link is this is just an ASTROSEEK page, a free page anyone can access. You just type into a search engine, ASTROSEEK moon phase calendar and the month that you're seeking. So for example, this is what comes up when I put June in. This is the current, this is where we are now, and so basically what the pattern that I have developed, or the habit that I have developed, is at the start of the week, I flip open the moon calendar and I just have a look. What kind of week am I having? The moon, as most of you know, spends 29 days. It does a 29-day cycle, moving through all the different 12 astrological signs, all the 12 constellations. So around about 2.5 days per sign. So what that means is that every week you've got the energy and presence of roughly 3 different moon signs, 3 different constellations or 3 different energies per week, bringing you the total of the 12 for the month, or the 29-day cycle. So what I like to do is just start and have a little glance and go, okay, what's the moon vibes this week, because every constellation has a different energy. What you then start noticing is you start seeing patterns of when the moon regularly goes into signs that feel repeatedly less supportive. So, for example, because I've now been doing this for years, repeatedly and pretty consistently, like I regularly look at this and regularly check, oh, what's the moon in today? Um, I now know that for me personally, when the moon is in Aries and Scorpio, they are consistently my most emotionally and mentally challenging times of the month. And the reason that the way that I explain this personally is that for my personal astrology chart, I have my moon and my Chiron conjunct in Aries in the eighth house, which is ruled by Scorpio. And so both the energy of Aries and Scorpio are shining a light every month, on that Chiron moon conjunction, all my emotions right up against my core wounds. So to me, it just makes perfect sense. I now don't try and change it. I now am very compassionate and gentle with myself, knowing that it's very, very likely that I'm going to be more easily triggered, more tender, during those days, those 5 days of the month. And so I don't plan big, massive social events during those times. Obviously, if they're unavoidable, fine, but I step in consciously. But if there's the possibility, of having those 4 or 5 days later when the moon's in Gemini and I have a Gemini stellium, 4 planets in Gemini shining on me happily, then I would plan my social events when the moon's in Gemini 4 days later. So hopefully that makes sense. This is about, you don't need to know your chart for this to make sense. What I love about it is you just start observing the patterns. And I think that's where we start becoming masterful. So that's why our little homeboy, our little cutie mascot, little cutie banana here, wanted to guide us in looking at the moon. And that's why I wanted to share that right now, my loves. Okay, darlings. So we are now going to step into, oops, no, pause. All right, my darlings. So, that completes our incredible journey for the day. For those of you watching the recording, I send you so much love. Thank you so much for solo questing with us. And I just reading out a couple of comments. I've just been just asking the group how was today? How people are got so much in the chat here. Thank you, Audrey. Very affirming from Avara. Great, efficient. People are so happy with these breakout rooms. People have stuff to ponder, insightful and affirming. All these beautiful readings for each other, and just around, how people found today. So much gratitude coming in here, people loving it. Yeah, Avara's saying learning the tarot has been a game changer. Once again, amazing. Big thanks. So great. Excited to create my tincture this week. Really enjoyed today too. Thank you, Audrey. So much beautiful feedback in the chat. I thank you all so much for journeying with us today. Mission 6, going into the first ceremony and completing quest number 1, and really excited for what we are going to step into. So completing our first master gift quest and getting our own personal sacred master gift, and stepping into quest number 2, our master crown, ready to gather our tools, our remedies, and really start embodying these and really becoming a boss at these, and getting our master crown in whatever form that is for us. So for next mission, just a reminder to have plenty of sacred tools ready to go and plenty of remedies ready to go. And just a reminder also that practice party time is happening again in week 7 and week 9. Week 7, that is next week, we are doing a Tuesday lunchtime session, 12:30, and week 9 straight after the morning class at 9:15. So for now, go you little legendary master. Don't forget to join the Facebook group, the Quest Hub, if you haven't already. The Rebel Unicorn space is there for you as well. Don't forget to grab your diamond gems to become a devoted diamond keeper. Until next time, stay magical. I will see you in quest number 7. Can you believe it? I send you all so, so, so much love. Mwah. And I will see you in the next quest. Bye, guys.